Hello. Right, we're having a looking at a machine now which we call a machine of two halves, although that's not technically true because there's other bits that you can take off before you start to try to pull these cases apart. So make sure that your needle's out, your pressure foot's off and your needle plate's off at the way, shuttle, bobbin case, the whole lot. So what we're looking for initially is screws that are quite easily accessible. So we'll go to the back, and if you look in the top, there are two on this particular machine. Sometimes you may have another one here or even another one here. It varies from machine to machine. This being a brother is, you know, quite a reasonable machine, but taking these apart needs a certain amount of ingenuity in how you approach it. And brute force, a hammer, using screwdrivers to prise it apart is not an option, because if you use certainly a hammer, you know, I would never expect you to be using a hammer on the machine, but sometimes people poke screwdrivers in the gaps. They find a gap, oh, I've got it. And unfortunately, plastic will bend. It will actually mark, and if it's a prized possession of one of your customers, they will not be happy to see marks all the way along the seams of the machine where the two pieces are cased together. Okay, so right, we've taken these out already. Okay, so we've only got the two in the top. We go to the front and we have to look for other options, because sometimes the fronts come off first, sometimes they come off after the back has been taken off. So I'm looking now for what we class as hidden screws. Now there was one screw here which I've also removed, okay, which is pretty obvious. You'd see it, you take it out. But inside here, right inside there, I'll just get the screwdriver in there. There's a screw. There was a screw right at the back here, where my screwdriver is. You see the hole there? I've taken the screw out there because that screws right into the back of the machine. You see a lot of this. Sometimes there's one this side and also one this side. Now the one on this side, it doesn't screw into the plastic as far as I'm aware. I haven't loosened it off, but at the end of the day, if we have to, we will decide to see if it is required to get the back off as well. Okay, so that's that. Then you have to look at the end of the machine, because very often there's one just here, which of course there is. This one is, I've loosened it off, and if I pull this, you can see I can actually move this out. Okay, so that has to be just loosened off right now. Then we turn underneath. This is an older style machine, but the reason I've taken it off, this plate, which is this piece here, is because I have knowledge of the fact that this machine has got hidden screws. Now if you look here, I don't know if you can see it, the hidden screw in the corner that goes into the back of the, there we go, another one to come out. Here we go. Don't rush this job. It will cause you a lot of grief if you do. Hurry it. Okay, so now I'm almost convinced that this one should come apart with a bit of persuasion, a little bit of elbow grease, as the old saying goes, this way. And the reason I pull the bottom out first, or try to, is because we've got to lift it over this gap. Okay, it's got to lift over here. So we're going to try this on camera. If it doesn't work, I won't be too pleased, but there it started, and there we go, it's starting to pull, and I pull the middle. Now watch your fingers with this, because they will spring back. So I'm just going to turn it over on its back, and I'm going to try to pull this. I just pull the flap down here so I don't break that one. Okay, so it's starting to move, and make sure I've got everything. Yeah, we're getting clear. So there we go. and that was a piece I wanted off. Right, we've got the front off. Now we've got the back to contend with. Okay, now to be honest with you, the back doesn't really need to come off unless you're doing a total rebuild of the machine, because there's not much going on in the back. But after saying this, the timing on these machines, the shuttle timing here, is done up here on these three, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to loosen off these screws here, and there's a cam screw there. If I can get the camera in a wee bit closer, or the machine closer, you can see there's a cam screw here, and that is where you would adjust the shuttle driver timing. Okay, so that's that dealt with. I'm going to try to get the back off. Now I'm seeing another screw here. There we go. That will be in the back as well. So you wouldn't have, you could have done this and all night long, and it's not going to happen. So we've got to find some more hidden screws. So I'm just going to loosen this one off. You can see the back free now. Luckily this is my machine, because I think there's a piece of plastic falling off. There we go. No piece of plastic. You don't need this. If it's a customer's machine, as long as it works, then that's fine. But if it looks as though there's a piece that's broken along here, it won't close up properly. Okay, so I'm not totally convinced we have got all the screws yet. I'm going to try to remove this from the back. Now on the end, you've got to come over the switch. Okay, you can see that it's got to come over. So I'm just going to lie it on its front. Normally I'd have a cushion here, but I haven't got one in this vehicle at the moment, so that's looking fairly good there. Press the foot down. We're still looking like we've got screws in the back. Oh, yeah, I think we can see one there. Or maybe my eyes are deceiving me. There's that one there. Oh, I got it. There's another hidden one inside here. I just turn the handwheel. You might just see it. There we go. At the back. And see how deceiving they are. Very naughty. Very hard to find. So as I say, don't rush this job. Now you can see the back starting to move. Let's hold this steady. I should have put the light on in here, but I didn't. Right, so when you do this, your screw is going to fall out in a minute, and it's going to fall down inside the machine if you're not careful. Not that it's majorly important, but so we're getting so far. The bottom and this side's coming out. So what have we got here? This side. Let's have a look and see if there's another one this side. Something is stopping it going this way. So are we looking at another screw here? I'm just going to loosen it off a little. May find that it's not anything to do with it. Now we just need to get it over the edge of that switch at the end. That's what's holding us up at the moment, this piece here. So if we can get it over there, we should be getting somewhere near where we want to go. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but that screw's out. Yeah, that screw's gone. Let's get it over. No, there's a screw in there that I haven't identified yet. Doesn't look as though it's that one, but let's have a look. Yes, it is. It's at the top. See how they catch you up. The one we want, and that should now. So don't keep forcing. If you don't feel there's any movement, look really carefully, because there'll be something in there that you didn't see. One's gone on the inside, but it should fall in a moment. Yep, when I take the back off, that'll be fine. So there we are. The back is now hopefully free enough to do this job. So let's see if we can finish it off. It's just got to come over this end. So we'll lift this one out, and hopefully remove the whole thing. Don't tell me I've missed one. I don't think so. But you just don't know. It's all gone. Yep. It's all done. This needs a bit of help to get over the end of the No, there's another screw here somewhere. I've missed one. Possibly that one. Yeah, that's the one. We've got to get it over here. There we go. There's one left to take off.